Welcome back, now 6:37, and in what has to be considered one of the biggest political upsets in Dayton history, Gary Lietzell defeated incumbent Mayor Ryan McClin.
This gentleman doesn't see it that way, does he? Mayor-elect Lietzell is joining us this morning, and we are so glad you're with us. This gives us an opportunity, really, since the election, to go a little more in depth. We've heard little clips of sound from you, but we so appreciate you being with us. Congratulations, by the way, sir. And let's just start out with jobs, because if we saw anything across the country, those folks who said we can create jobs had the voters behind them. What's your first step to creating jobs here?
I think we're going to have to attract businesses into the Dayton area, and like I've said throughout the campaign, one of the easiest ways to do that is going to be to look at our own rules and regulations and become facilitators to business owners and make it easier for them to set up businesses in the city. I think that's been one of our problems in the past.
We took some other viewer questions as well, and Jason wants to know, what will you do to boost the morale of city workers, particularly the police force that's been hit with some cutbacks?
I think the first thing I have to do with the police force is just back them, just stand behind them and take some heat for them if I have to. I'm willing to do that. I mean, we got to get tough on crime, and I'm going to support them all the way.
What is the answer? I mean, if anybody, I guess, had the answer to crime solving, he or she would be president right now. We don't have necessarily an easy answer, but do you believe in community policing? What kind of form of policing do you think might work better in our city?
I went on the record during the campaign saying that we need more police officers in the community. They need to be seen. I mean, you can't be seen inside a police car. You need to be seen talking to people. I've always felt, too, if they want to bridge the gap and try to communicate with the young people or get young people interested in being police officers again, maybe if you're at a local park, take 5 minutes out of the day and shoot some hoops with the kids. Let them realize that you're just real people and not a man in uniform.
Do we have the manpower, however, to do that?
I think it can be accommodated. I mean, good customer relations is something that's key, and so another thing that I stood for in the campaign was customer service at City Hall, and I think the police and the fire department can work towards that too. Well,
a topic that many don't want to deal with, but you're going to have to, is race relations in this city. Your thoughts?
My thoughts, people bring up racism and issues like that all the time. I don't really see it. If it exists, I keep describing it as a gossamer thin barrier. I think we need to have a sister neighborhood program. We have sister cities around the world, but we don't know much about them. But what we ought to do is partner neighborhoods across the river boundaries, where one on the east side will work with one on the west side and vice versa. Another interesting thing, my wife was at one church on last Sunday and I was at another one on the west side, and when we got home she says, why couldn't the congregation from this church go to one over there once a month? So people start crossing the river and realizing that we're all just people in the same ship.
Crossing the river,
I love that. Quickly, taxes. Do you see the need for higher taxes to get us out of this?
I'm against raising taxes altogether. No, I think we could come up with other ways to generate revenue where people will willingly give up money for something,
All right, we'll see what you have to say and do in City Hall. Won't be much longer till you're sworn in. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
We hope to have the mayor-elect here once he becomes mayor here on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
And we'll take your questions.
Thank you for being with us.
And I just have one thing. I want to thank all the voters. Okay. Every voter that came out, I want to thank you. Whether you voted for me or not, I just want to thank you for coming out and making this an interesting election.
Well,
that's an understatement. Thank you very much.
All righty, our time now 6:41.